Hi, my name's Lloyd. I'm from a company called Kulzer Dental, and this is the Heracast IQ. Okay, we have three types of crucibles for the Heracast IQ machine. We have a ceramic crucible with NEM written on it, non-erdal metal, so these are for non-precious alloys only. And we have a graphite liner. The graphite liner is for gold alloys, so high gold casting alloys, high gold bonding alloys only, not palladium. So it's not for precious metal, which we call palladium. The graphite liner sits into the ceramic crucible. The graphite liner weighs 14 grams, and what's very important when it gets down to 7 grams is to change it. Otherwise, the machine will show crucible control, and before you get that, you'll also have some porosity in your gold alloys, because the alloys will be getting too hot. With the NEM crucible, this has silicone in it, so this should not be used for any precious alloys that is going to be used with ceramics. So the ceramic materials will collect any silicone and act like carbon, so you can get popping in the process when you're doing the ceramics with the paste opaques or opaques. The machine itself is very simple. We have an on-off switch. Machine is switched on, and it will always go through its self-test. It tells you there that you need to open the chamber to allow the test to take place. So we open the chamber, and for safety reasons, to make sure there's nothing placed underneath the rotating drum. We close the door, and it will go through its self-test process. So this is checking that everything is correct before you cast, i.e. the air, the vacuum, the computer control, etc. If there's any issues, it will throw up an error message. For instance, if you've forgotten to turn on the compressor, or the water is too low. And as you can see, it's now ready to cast. On the screen here, we have Heracast IQ from casting, alloy, setup, service. Obviously these two buttons, the setup, service buttons, are used by possibly myself, or it may be the engineers, so they are not in use. The only button we really worry about is alloy. So we press the alloy button. I've pre-programmed this with a 60 and an N, so NP alloys. There's only two ways of casting with this machine. One is the high gold content casting alloys, and the high gold bonding alloys are done automatically. You can put liquidus temperature. The liquidus temperature is advised on most of the alloy packets. With palladium based alloys and non-precious alloys, there is not a liquidus temperature put in the machine, it's just a delay time. The delay time we have is 6 seconds. So when we come to this area of the machine and press alloys, the 60 here would be then 920 roughly as a liquidus temperature. If we press the black knob to go into this, this tells us that it's at 920 or whatever is preset for your liquidus temperature for your particular alloy. We can put from 5 grams up to 120 grams in here, so we'll put 15. And then on this screen here, it shows us what the alloy is, so the alloy name will be there, the liquidus temperature, quantity, and it's going to take 29 seconds to cast. Every time we have an alloy, we will take and select our crucible. So we'll select our crucible. And in this instance, we're going to select the crucible with a graphite liner. So because this is for gold casting and again high gold bonding alloys. This fits into the machine with a little locking pin on the back. We then have our spanner. The spanner does this cradle. The cradle has a locking system. Now this locking system is perfect for the crucibles, because the distance travelled when you're putting the crucible in after it's come from the burnout furnace is minimal. So with all alloys, they are pre-melted, and we press the pre-melt button. We watch through the viewing usually takes around 20 seconds, and you'll see them glowing, and when they get to a part where they are just melting into each other, we stop. As you can see here, depending on the alloy, it says we need a melting pellet. So these are the melting pellets, and one of these is dropped into the crucible. We then ring from machine, pre-melted, open the cradle, place the ring in, adjust to size, so where the hole is, and you can see on this part here we have 1 to 9x to give a guide. Close the cradle, close the door, and press main auto. You will see the name of the alloy. We have 60% based around a 60% gold with a liquidus temperature. Liquidus temperatures are from the gold packets. It will show what the liquidus temperatures are. We have the amount of grams and how long it will take to automatically cast and how much power is being used. On the right hand side is the vacuum it needs to be under. This goes to 3, 2 and 1, and we cast. The air is now coming in, so vacuum eradicates and air comes into the chamber. We do not have a suction part, and this is where it changes from your normal centrifugal casting situation to a tip and pour technique. It purely is gravity. So if the alloy is not into the casting ring quick enough, then you can have problems with miscasts, which is, we'll come on to the screwing technique, which I'll show the technicians here. It always stays down for a minute so that everything is solidified under pressure. So it's most dense and accurate castings you can get. After the 30 seconds, the drum will rotate and you'll be allowed to take your ring out, and the casting is then finished. 1, go. Air eradicates. We can then open, and it says on the machine, remove the ring. We can then open the casting chamber, open the cradle, and take out our ring ready for the next casting. And that's it.